Hey everyone, Reaper here again with another X-Men villain collection. This is part 4, and this is probably the last one I'm going to do. Like I said in the previous video, I'm sure there's so many others out there that I'm missing that are in my collection, and so many others that are probably not in my collection, but I thought I would highlight for this series a large amount of them, for those of you that like to collect X-Men villains and so forth and so on. So let's start off as I reach for my second pile. And we will start off with Uncanny, let me adjust this. Uncanny X-Men 235. This is the first appearance of Genosha and the Genosian Magistrates. X-Men Alpha #1. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get back to this. This book right here, you could probably, I almost forgot this, you could probably get for like maybe $5. It's not expensive. You get a $5 copy in a very nice grade, okay? As for this one, this is still dollar bin material. But anyway, this is the first appearance of Holocaust and Dark Beast, okay? So if you're trying to fill in some of those Age of Apocalypse villains, look no further than X-Men Alpha. You get debuts of 2 of them, and very affordable. Very affordable. Okay, these next 2 I'm going to show off back to back. I'm not sure which one's which though. This is the first appearance of Bastion, but one of them is his cameo and the other one is his full appearance. I'm sorry, I don't remember which one, you know. But anyway, these 2 are, you know, his first appearances, okay? And they are both dollar bin material. You can find them in the dollar bin. Most of these books you could find in dollar bins, okay? And you know something? You never know. I mean, with the deal that went through, the Fox deal with Disney, now X-Men and Fantastic Four are going to be integrated into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. You just never know what character might have a cameo, what character might blow up. So if you want to look at some of these dollar bin characters, get them, and then sell them for if they appear in movie or if they appear in film. If they appear in TV or film, it might be worth it. Okay, X Factor number 32. I do not know how to pronounce the first appearance of this villain, okay? But it's the Demon Nasareth or something like that. Forgive me if I'm not I know I'm not pronouncing it right, but please forgive me for doing so. But yes, this is another dollar bin book. It's not going to cost you that much money, so check it out next time you're in the store. Your local store. Now here's not a dollar bin book, but it shouldn't cost you that much either. Daredevil. Ooh, X-Men villain that appears in Daredevil. Like the last video, X-Men villain appearing in Fantastic Four. Daredevil 111. This is the first appearance of the Silver Samurai. What grade is this? This is like an 8.0, so this might run you about maybe $25, maybe $30. I don't know. I bought it years ago, and I didn't check GPA for every single book that I'm going to show you. But I don't think it runs that high. I don't think it's a hot book or anything. Moving on. This is the X-Men 99. This is the cameo appearance of Black Tom Cassidy, who was scrubbed out in Deadpool 2. I think the original plan for Black Tom was he was going to be a major character, major villain in Deadpool 2, but they decided to go with the Juggernaut, which I think was the better idea. But he makes his debut in X-Men 99, and he makes his full appearance in X-Men 101. Here's another character. This is not a cheap book. It's not a dollar bin book, and neither is X-Men 99. That'll probably run you about maybe $40. Higher grade copies run you probably closer to 100, a little over, as will this one. This is X-Men 49. We know it's the first appearance of Lorna Dane, who becomes Polaris in the next issue, but it's also the first appearance of Mesmero, another scrubby villain, in my opinion. But whatever. Let's go over the next 2. Again, these are not dollar bin books. Depending on the grade, they can cost you, if you're looking for 9.8s, they'll cost you several hundreds of dollars. But my copies are probably 6s, 6.5s, whatever. But anyway, this is X-Men 54 and 58. Of course, the significance when it comes to hero characters, it's the first appearance of Alex Summers, and it's the first time Alex Summers becomes Havoc in this one. Okay, that aside, this here is the first appearance of the Living Pharaoh, which I think is a character that's a little underappreciated. Yeah, he's a pretty powerful character, but he makes his debut here as the Living Pharaoh. Then he turns into the Living Monolith in this issue. So, both Havoc and the Living Pharaoh, Living Monolith, they're both connected. And if you're looking to complete your collection, you need both of them. So, still a pretty cool character. Again, with the new X-Men movie coming out, series of movies, I would imagine, spanning probably many, many years, and the same way the Avengers did in across different movies. You never know. Living Pharaoh, Living Monolith might show up. Okay. A lot of first appearances in this book, X-Men 141. I think the next issue is when it officially becomes the Uncanny X-Men. But anyway, this is, of course, the first appearance of Rachel Summers, who's not a villain, but it's also the first appearance of the new Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, led by Mystique. This is the first appearance of Pyro, who was in many of the X-Men movies, the first series of them. This is also the first appearance of Avalanche. And I believe this is the first appearance of Destiny, too. So there's a lot going on in this book. Classic cover, classic storyline, and cool villains and cool heroes introduced. And this is, again, not a dollar book. High grade copy. I have a 9.4. This was an upgrade I made several years ago. I don't know how much this will run you. Maybe $75, maybe $80. Who knows? Okay, now we're getting to some of the bigger guns here. It was bound to happen with these. New Mutants, 87. Of course, we know this is famously the first full appearance of Cable, but it's also the first appearance of Strife. It's also the first appearance of Mutant Liberation Front and all those characters like Forearm, Wildside, was it Thumbelina, Zero. I think there are 2 Zeros. The one that dresses all in white. This character, I think he's a teleporter. But most importantly, Strife. So this is not. It's not a cheap book, especially in high grade. I have like a 9.0. So what is that? Like maybe I don't know, $120, maybe $150, if that. I don't know. I haven't checked in a while. But yeah, it'll cost you a decent amount of money, but it's still a cool book to have. I think Cable did Cable was well represented in Deadpool 2. So I think it's definitely a cool buy for you and a cool book to have for those of you that don't have one. All right, speaking of Deadpool 2, speaking of Deadpool, New Mutants 98. I'm not showing this book because of Deadpool. I'm showing this book because it's the first appearance of Gideon, who also shows up on the cover. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Gideon, if we're ever going to see him in a movie or whatever. But still in all, still pretty cool to have. And it's the first appearance of Copycat, too. I think Copycat's a villain in the comics. I don't remember too much. But Copycat was also in the Deadpool movies as Deadpool's girlfriend. So it's not really Domino. It's Copycat portraying Domino. So there's a lot going on in this book. It's, I have, probably a 9.0, 9.2 copy. This book will probably run you about, $200? $220, if that. I know for many years it was really hot, but it cooled off a lot. It certainly cooled off. It still held a good amount of value, but cooled off some. So, first appearance of Gideon. And the last book, which, we were bound to get to, X-Men #1. It's the first appearance of Magneto, the king of X-Men villains, but also I would say, one of the top 5 Marvel villains. He, I think, is up there. I don't think he's above, but I do think he's up there with Doctor Doom. I think he's above Galactus. But definitely a character that's very important to the X-Men. You know, he's in every damn movie, and most likely will be in every movie that is made under the Disney banner. But, you know, I can understand that. He's a really cool character. He's gone through a lot over the years as being a villain, then being a good guy, then being a villain again, then being a good guy. I don't know what he's right now in the comics. I think he's good. I think he's the leader of the X-Men. Who the hell knows? But definitely the most famous of the X-Men villains, and definitely one of the better, well-known villains in the Marvel Universe. So I end this series with where it all started, X-Men #1. I hope you enjoyed the series. Like I said, I apologize for leaving out so many characters. I'm sure you have a whole list of characters that I did not put down in any of the 4 videos. I apologize for that, but thank you all for watching, and take care.